everyone and welcome again to RC Fun and Games. I am Ryan and today we've got Green Mile back on the table over here, and specifically I'm going to be talking about the 32 AM ESCs from Sequre. Now the first time I ever got to test one of these systems was last year sometime. They sent one out to me so I could install and test, and I put it inside my Traxxas TRX4 and it performed amazingly and still is performing amazingly. Now, I just want to talk a little bit more about the system because I installed it recently inside the Green Mile, and the Green Mile I wanted to run on a 4S battery. So looking on everything on the site, I could not see anything stating that I couldn't run it on a 4S. Now, I know that the 3625 1800 kV motor over here is 4S capable, but I did think that the 2670 ESC could handle 4S. But I found out the hard way and it burnt out. So I made sure I contacted Sequre. I spoke very carefully with them and got all the info I needed. So they explained very carefully that this ESC, the 2670, should not exceed the 3S battery if it is fitted to a crawler. Of course, if you're running it in other things like helicopters, drones, you can run it on more S. Now, after speaking to them and telling them that I really wanted to run Green Mile on 4S, they explained to me the ESC I should take. So after having a good chat with them, they sent out the 28120. Now, this can definitely run a crawler on 4S, and it also has an integrated BEC. So just like the other ESC, I can set up the voltage to the servos. Like that, I can have the rig performing just the way I want. So I'm basically making this video because I just wanted to clarify to everyone that has bought this system or is going to be running the system that if you are going to be running the 2670, do not exceed 3S on them. They perform amazingly on 3S. The control you get from these systems and the programmability is just amazing, especially for the price. So I hope that helps any of you that also had a doubt about this system. Now it's time for me to grab the 28120. I'm going to go and set up the BEC just like I did on the 2670. Got a little bit of soldering to do to put it to 8.4 volt for my servos. And then of course we're going to jump in the garage, get it installed and take it out so we can go and test this beast. Okay, so now that I've cut the plastic boot off, I just want to show you these are the little points. Depending on what kind of voltage you want for your servo, you're going to have to solder them together. Now, I don't know if you can see it on my camera, but the bottom one says 12 volt. So that's the one I need to solder if I want 8.4 volt. Now, there's different combinations that you need to solder depending on the voltage you want. So make sure to check that out on their site to set yours up exactly the way you want it. Okay, to do this, I'm just going to apply a little bit of flux. Okay, so I just wanted to show that I did manage to connect the two little dots of the 12 volt. That should give me 8.4 volt to my servo now. Okay, so I just wanted to show you the little soldering iron I am using to do this soldering, and this is the S60P from Sequre. They sent this out to me a while back for me to do some testing, and so far this thing has done some amazing jobs for me, and I definitely recommend it. The price is also very accessible. So go and check it out. I will leave a link in the description of the video. And the nice part is that Sequre already supplies some extra rubber boots to put over just in case you do have to set it up. Okay, so now that I've got a new protective rubber boot around the ESC, let's get it installed inside Green Mile. Now when connecting your cables, make sure the middle cable is the middle cable, and then you can always swap the two outer cables if the motor is running the wrong way. Okay, so I got the electronics installed, and as you can see, I ended up putting them in the back this time so I could get most of the wiring running down one side so they wouldn't get in the way of the drive shaft. Now the only thing left to do is to get out there and go and test these electronics. But before I do that, I just want to say a massive thank you to Sequre for sending these out for me to test so I can let you all know what I think of their performance. And of course, if you enjoy this type of content, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Now until the next video, happy trails everyone!